This guy has the biggest hands in the world. The reason behind it is shocking and even surprised the doctors. His hand is so big that it makes regular objects look tiny. And he's so strong that he can split a watermelon in half using just his hands. Jeff Dabe became known worldwide as the real-life Popeye. And his story became so popular that people started to wonder,
what did he do to become like this?
The reason behind this is shocking, and you won't believe what the doctors discovered. Jeff was born in 1962, and from the start, it was clear that he wasn't normal. His arms were always huge, and over time, they only got bigger. When Jeff's parents saw that this wasn't going away, they took him to the hospital. At first, they thought Jeff was like this because of some illness, but when the doctors saw the results of the tests, they said something shocking. According to them, Jeff had perfect health, and the only thing the tests showed is that he was just like any other child his age. So why was he like this? To everyone's surprise, the reason is simply his genetics. Just as some people are born with a big nose, Jeff was born with huge hands. That's why he was always stronger than the other kids, and even when he was young, he could help his father on the farm, which further increased his muscles. But having big hands isn't as cool as it sounds, and Jeff suffered a lot because of it. He confessed that being different was very difficult, especially during school times. The kids used to humiliate Jeff, and no one wanted to be friends with someone like that. Fortunately, he managed to overcome this challenge, and gradually he started making several friends. That's when he got the nickname the real-life Popeye. But what annoys Jeff the most is buying clothes. Despite having 49 centimeters forearms, the rest of his body is normal, so it's impossible to find anything that fits him. In the end, the only solution was to order custom-made clothes. The same thing happened when he was about to get married and had to buy a wedding ring. No matter how hard he looked, it was impossible to find a ring his size. After all, his hands are so big that even a roll of toilet paper looks tight on his finger. And that becomes very clear in this video, where he compares his hand to his wife's. To make do, Jeff got a tattoo in place of the wedding ring. But after he became famous, a jeweler offered to make a custom wedding ring for him, and you won't believe how big it is. It's so big that it makes his wife's hand look like a child's, and it's considered the largest wedding ring in the world. But are there other parts of his body that are big like that? The answer is yes, but trust me, it's not what you're thinking. If you look closely, you'll notice that one of his legs is longer than the other, and even his shoes are different sizes. But despite the difficulties, Jeff found a way to make the most of his unusual appearance. He realized that his huge arms gave him a competitive advantage, so he started wrestling when he was young. Shortly after, he began practicing arm wrestling, and that's when he really stood out. One of his most famous fights was against the champion schoolboy, where even using all his strength, he could barely move Popeye. In total, Jeff Dabe has won 2 titles, in addition to winning the World Championship.